Hi, all. Kinsey Schofield here with Rita Panahi of the Rita Panahi Show on Sky News Australia. Sky News Australia is where you can catch the both of us twice a week. And usually you're grilling me, but today I want to grill you because I think you're way more interesting than I am.
Meghan Markle, celebrated by some, criticized by many. But beneath the surface of her picture-perfect image lies a web of scandals, deception, and carefully crafted PR moves that have left the world divided. Today, we're pulling back the curtain on the real Meghan Markle, the secrets the media won't tell you, the power plays that changed everything, and the scandals that shook the royal family.
Not true, but no, it's a pleasure to be with you on your podcast.
You are so funny. And I was reading an older article about you. It was about like right when you'd burst on the scene. And one of the things that the journalist said about you and why they felt like you really were connecting with people was that you were just so fearless and authentic. And I'm watching Meghan Markle's new show, thinking if there is one thing she lacks, it's authenticity. Why is it so hard for her?
Authentic is not her strength, is it? No, I don't know why it's so difficult for her just to be normal, just to be a normal person. You know, not everyone's exciting, not everyone's particularly witty or got something that makes them unique, but I think everyone is pretty much likable if they're authentic. You know, you can give a good representation of just about anybody, particularly if you've got the sort of team she has behind her. And yet, despite all of that, what you see on the screen is so unlikable, it's not relatable, it's inauthentic, as you said, and it just comes off as strange in parts. Like, this is someone who does not exist in the real world. She's in some sort of parallel universe where she thinks what she's producing for this program, this content, is some idealistic version of, you know, of herself. But it just doesn't translate. It doesn't come across that way. So I don't know. I don't know if she's always been like this or whether this has been something since she married into the royal family, but gosh, I didn't like her from the start, I've got to say.
So grab your tea because this is about to get wild. The royal rift. What really happened? The world watched as Meghan Markle and Prince Harry walked away from royal duties, but was it really about privacy? Or was this a power move in disguise? From their bombshell Oprah interview to secret deals made behind palace doors, Meghan played a strategic game, one that left the royal family blindsided.
And that was unusual back in that, like now everyone bags Meghan. It's like a national sport in Australia anyway. But when everybody adored her, when everyone was just so excited about her joining the royal family and she was going to be the best thing, and everyone, because Harry was for so long the favourite along with the Queen, those two were the two favourite royals. And they loved Meghan as well. I mean, this is the thing that this couple have tried to memory hold, that, you know, the British press was so nasty and the British public was so... No, she was adored. The adoration was over the top. And I remember, because I was one of the very few here in Australia who was like, nah, I can see red flags everywhere.
I'm so impressed by that. Do you remember specifically anything that stood out to you as to why? I mean, of course, we can look back now and be like, okay, only her mom was at her freaking second wedding. I mean, that's crazy. But other than that, she really, to me, played the part well of Little Miss. I'm so blessed to be here. I'm so lucky to be here.
It was too much. To me, was, again, I just saw that it was inauthentic to me from the start. It was too much. I felt like she was putting on like she was putting on an act. It was not genuine. It was almost too syrupy. So no, I don't know. I just, right from the start, I was like, I'm not buying whatever this girl's selling.
Royal insiders have claimed that behind closed doors, Meghan was never the victim. She was the mastermind. Do you think Meghan had planned to leave the royal family from the start? Drop a comment below. Hollywood hustle, Meghan's PR machine. Meghan Markle knew how to play the Hollywood game long before she met Harry. But after marrying into the royal family, her influence skyrocketed.
And in
And
the
now
early
it's
days,
jam. Now it's jam that she's selling, by the way.
now she's, well, is she? Because I don't think you can actually order any jams. I'm
Not yet.
fascinated by this bizarre wellness website, was it lifestyle website she has with a stupid name that she's now changed, that doesn't seem to actually sell anything. So I'm wondering, where's the income coming from? Because normally when you get into that sort of business, you do some business. She's not selling anything, Kinsey. What's going on?
Exactly. Well, you are in the business of TV, making good TV. And, when we work in this space, we're constantly looking at analytics and numbers. And they've even got it down to when people switch off the TV. So people can tell you, hey, this person, they don't like when you talk about this topic. So let's not talk about this topic anymore. Now, Meghan Markle, and we've talked about the new show, For the Love of God, has a second season coming out. It's already
Why?
been filmed. Exactly. It's already been filmed. But what nobody has reported yet, except for Dateline, I'm sorry, Deadline Hollywood here, has reported that Meghan had the second season already greenlit. So my question to you is, as an entertainer, perhaps did Meghan's team secure the 2 seasons before agreeing to do anything to avoid the humiliation of being canceled after, because these shows are cheap, to avoid the
That?
humiliation?
Well, they're not doing her any favors by having a second season. I'm sure they're doing themselves favors because it keeps them in a job. So good for them. But unless it's the content is going to be dramatically different, and I don't know how that's going to be the case with her as the subject matter as well as being an executive producer, unless it's going to be a dramatic different program, no one's interested. People are watching just to mock it. People are watching it for giggles and for mockery. It's so I don't know why she would want to be presented like that. I mean, it's not like she needs the money. It's not like she needs the fame. People know who she is. So why she subjects herself to this is beyond me. I don't know if she's just poorly advised. She's got a bunch of yes people around her who say, well, this is going to change your public persona. Everyone's going to love this Meghan version of Meghan. But I just don't understand why, if you've got the life she has, she's a mum of 2 young kids, she's got all the money that she'll ever need, she's got the fame, why produce absolutely full content that you know is just going to be mocked?
A multi-million-dollar Netflix deal, Spotify contract, later scrapped after controversial reports, a rebrand from Duchess to global activist. But here's the twist. Many of these projects failed to live up to the hype. So, was this about storytelling or a desperate attempt to control the narrative?
That is just no good. And it's not even like, if she was, it was a passion project and she didn't care about the criticism, she just wanted to get some, but this is not a passion project. It's vacuous. It's just the worst of reality TV. It makes Keeping Up with the Kardashians seem like Citizen Kane. This is trash. I mean, at least Keeping Up with the Kardashians, it's got raw bits. Yeah, it's overproduced in other parts, but there's things there that would make those individuals feel uncomfortable about it being aired. But they understand that if you want to get a bundle of money for showcasing your life, you've actually got to showcase a few real pieces, not just the glossy version that you want the world to see.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially with, social media evolving the way it is. The videos that get the most views and likes are people sitting in their car, are, very bizarre and raw. And it's not the beautiful fruit tray that's typically going to win over when it comes to
The rainbow
engagement.
fruit tray? Was it
Yeah.
rainbow?
Yes.
Like what? Why? Why would you do that? I mean, who does that? I mean, maybe if you were throwing some elaborate party and you were going to do a massive fruit tray and you thought, oh, yeah, I've got the time to do this in some sort of a rainbow formation. But to sort of be doing, oh, this is like my everyday life. I, go to the bees and then I make some bath salts and move some pretzels from one bag to another. Like, what? This is the thing with this. It's not even, sometimes reality TV is not relatable, but it's aspirational in a way, or entertaining. So, you look at the Real Housewives series and you got the women with these, uh, lifestyles that are maybe out of reach to people, but there's some aspirational factor and there's certainly some, drama and trash there that also keeps them entertained. I can't imagine anyone watching this would be aspiring to have what she has. Like, I wish I could go home and, make a massive fruit platter in a rainbow shape, like it, or have people around who are obviously not lifelong friends, who I'm pretending are lifelong friends, and cooking a meal together. Like, none of it to me was appealing in that sense. And I think again, that's another myth.
The lies, the lawsuits, and the media war. The media battle between Meghan and the British press has been nothing short of explosive. The infamous lawsuit against the Mail on Sunday. Her accusations of racism within the royal family, claims that some say were exaggerated, conflicting statements that left the public questioning.
There's a certain formula for reality TV, and this is what this is. Let's not pretend it's some documentary or, lifestyle cooking series. It's essentially reality TV, but it's reality TV done really poorly.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, when she is like not, when she doesn't even know that her friend is left-handed, the person that has that hand in
Oh,
your face for years because he's supposed to be your makeup artist, it any sort of sincerity and credibility goes out the window.
well, yeah, it's supposed to be a show where she has her closest friends with her to cook with, and she's got the makeup artist who, yeah, she doesn't know about the peanut allergy. She doesn't know he's left-handed. He ends up bloody cutting himself. But his staff, Kinsey, his staff. Now, look,
Yeah.
there's nothing wrong with being mates with people who you pay to work for you, but don't try to present them as lifelong mates or,
But it's all,
very.
doesn't it also look incredibly insincere when you have years and years of bully allegations against you? It's just too obvious that you're trying to sweep away bully allegations by going, look at all these people that work for me that I'm nice to. Look, it's
Yeah.
on video. I want to ask you about Thomas Markle, who said of the show, it's sad because she's trying so hard to stay in the limelight. You kind of referenced this earlier. She's got the money in her bank account. She has, according to Meghan, she has the most perfect lifestyle ever. Why is she trying to stay? Is this ego driven? And if so, that would make so much sense.
I think it is. I think it's ego driven. I think maybe it's a desire for more money because they managed to secure these insane deals, despite the fact that no one seems to be watching the content really beyond people mocking it. So yeah, the maths of all that is confusing to me. But I think as much as that, I think it's a desire to relaunch her image, to try to show the world that the way I've been presented or the way I'm perceived now is not accurate and I'm actually this ideal person. And the more we see of her, though, the worse the opinions become. I mean, when she was most adored and loved was in the early days where, there was a bit of mystery about her, despite the
Yeah.
fact that she'd been an actress and she'd been on Deal or No Deal. But people, I mean, she wasn't a big star. So, there were no interviews or there was really no insights into who she was.
What's the truth? And let's not forget the reports that palace staff called her a nightmare to work with. So is Meghan truly misunderstood? Or is this a classic case of calculated victimhood? Meghan and Harry, the power couple, or the fall from grace? Meghan and Harry once had the world's sympathy, but public opinion is shifting fast. From royal darlings to Hollywood outcasts. Why are fans turning against them?
So she had this mystery about her, and that worked in her favour. The more we see, the more interviews we see, the more deeping, meaningful conversations with the like of Oprah, the less we like her. So that's a fundamental problem. If her goal is to be loved again by the public, but the product is working against her, then I don't know how you do that. I just think she's poorly advised because anybody who's close to her who has seen this project and they would have seen, it's very heavily produced and edited. you see the product, you go, nah, let's just scrap this and start again. Or maybe we keep 10 minutes and that's it.
Yeah,
Because if the goal is to produce compelling TV, that wasn't it. If the goal is to rehabilitate her image, that's not it. So I really just don't know what the point of the whole exercise was,
you're
other
absolutely
than to
right.
get a paycheck.
Yeah, you're absolutely right because I always say that that's one of the best, that's one of the royal family's strengths. I don't know anything about them, and that makes them appealing to me. The more I know about them, I feel like I would like them less. And I think that that's one of the reasons why people dislike King Charles. I mean, we heard the tampon call. Okay, that's we've had the TMI when it comes to King Charles. Okay, so it's been 4 years now since Meghan told Oprah Winfrey in March of 2021 that she almost lost her name to the British royal family. And now she's scolding Mindy Kaling, who's supposed to be her quote unquote girl, my girl Mindy, for not calling her Sussex. Talk about the hypocrisy of this. I mean, do you think the average person is sitting back going, we've watched you rip into the British royal family for the last 5 years? This seems ridiculous that you're now clinging on, like for dear life, to this title.
Their desperate attempts to remain relevant in an industry that is brutal to fallen stars. The Sussex brand, will it survive or has their empire already crumbled? Are Meghan and Harry truly fighting for justice or just fighting to stay in the spotlight? Let me know what you think in the comments. Final bombshell and call to action. Love her or hate her, Meghan Markle is a force to be reckoned with. But as the scandals pile up, the truth is getting harder to ignore. The question is, how much longer can Meghan keep the illusion alive? If you want more deep dives into celebrity scandals and royal drama, smash that like button, hit subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss an update. Until next time, stay curious, stay skeptical, and I'll see you in the next video.